Hello, and I am broadcasting live from my kitchen this evening because today's SA Wine Lockdown is all about food and wine pairing, and it's day 13 of the lockdown. And I'm going to be enjoying food and wine. We're having a virtual dinner with Josh from Bellevue Wines. Hey, Josh.
Hi everyone.
And also Joseph, Joshua and Joseph, the two J's, and Joseph is a sommelier. So welcome. Thank you for joining, guys. What have you been up to today, Josh?
Today, I tried to sneak out of the house. I had some wine. I fed my dogs, and that's basically it.
That's it. Shame, yeah. Josh, for those of you that know Josh, he's quite an extrovert, so being trapped in a house is really hard for him. He's busy climbing the walls. I don't know about you, Joseph. Are you the same?
Well, good evening, everyone. I spent the whole day actually indoors today. I made soup or breakfast in the morning, then soup in the afternoon, and I ate that with Butter Skin CWG Sauvignon Blanc 2017 vintage. So now I'm having different Chenin Blanc.
Yeah, show us what wine you're drinking, Joseph.
Mostly Chenin Blanc, 2018.
It's beautiful. And Joseph, this is your wine, hey?
Yes, this is my wine. So I make Chenin Blanc, I make Syrah, and I also make gin.
Yeah, so guys, if you have ever heard of Mossy Wines, this is the man behind the brand. Joseph's also a sommelier, so winemaker and sommelier, and yeah, he's been doing an excellent job with his wines. So if you have any questions about Mossy Wines, then please do comment on the comments below the video, and we would love to answer any questions that you have. And Joshua is obviously in the tasting room there at Bellevue, and I thought he would be great to talk to tonight because I absolutely love your pizza and wine pairing, so much so that I even made my own pizza.
Nice.
I tried, okay? I really tried.
That looks good.
I even made the dough, okay? You guys can be very proud of me. I made the dough, and then I actually braised beef. So I slow cooked beef on the pot the whole day, and then I just pulled it apart and put it on top of the pizza. So it's really nice. Yeah. Wow. So I'm looking forward to tasting this, and I'm enjoying it with a Riebeck Cellars Shiraz this evening. It's quite a nice everyday drinking wine, cheap and cheerful, very fruity, and it's a 2018 vintage, so nice and young. And yeah, I just thought it would be nice and light and spicy to go with my meat pizza.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
That's fantastic. That's the new home of Mossy Wines. I believe you know that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I didn't tell you, now you know. So
okay,
I'm making
cool.
wines with Cellars now from last year onwards.
Yay! Oh, awesome. I'd love to taste that. And Josh, what are you drinking?
So, very ironic. I am having some Bellevue Reserve Pinotage.
And is that a 2016?
This is a 2016 vintage, yeah.
And show everyone what you've got attached to the bottle. Tell us what that is.
So my bosses don't know this yet, but I stole the Coravin from work.
Now they know.
I don't have to finish the bottle. And the worst part is I actually despise the person who created this, because why can he not finish a bottle? But now I'm actually not finishing the bottle, so it's horrible.
Yeah, especially if it's like a really special wine, you maybe want to keep it over a few days, you know? And especially if there's not a lot of people in your house and you just feel like one glass, it's a really handy contraption. I'm sure you use it too, Joseph.
Yeah, well, I've been doing the same thing. I mean, using Coravin to extract wine in the bottle from the bottle, but I broke my needle yesterday. So so I'm pulling the cork completely. So there's one, but there's actually the second one. Not that I'm a fast drinker, but remember we had 2 years, myself and my wife. So it's just a Chenin Blanc, 2018 Mossy, and these grapes were sourced from Pau. They are actually these actually 38 years old bush vines. So I've been buying from this block since 2016. until 2018. Then 19 is now is actually Swartland onwards. So it's really such a food friendly wine. I normally don't want to talk a lot about my wine. I prefer to be behind my wine. That the wine has to speak to the audience. Then I'll be there just to add one or two things. Yeah, like technical details.
Oh, we love your wine. It sounds amazing. And old wines, hey?
Yeah, 38 years old bush wines.
38. I know, Josh, you've also got old vines on the farm there. How old is your, I think it's your Pinotage block, eh?
Yeah, so the 1953 was planted in 1953.
So how many years is that now?
77.
Wow, that's hectic.
Yeah, that was a quick math. I hope I'm right. But yeah, and then we have a few older blocks of Cinzo and Shannon. We planted 1967. But yeah, we have a few older blocks, but that's it. But Joseph, I want to quickly ask you a question. Where can I find your wine? Good sir.
Good question.
You can get most of the wines. You can buy them from Lumen Goodfellows.
Okay.
There's one at 3 Enga Bay, and one is in Pardon Islands, and then the other one is in Gardens, in Cape Town, in the CBD. So yeah. Other than that, the ones are listed at Foxcroft, Laclom, Aubergine.
In the restaurants, yeah.
And also Protege, like Laclom group of restaurants. And then in Joburg, then in Joburg, it's at Le Wine Chambre. But looking forward to really spread the wings. And by the way, I need to visit you. I've never been to East End.
Yeah, no, definitely. Looking out for the wine.
Yeah. So Joseph, you've never been to Bellevue before. Why not?
No, I've never been.
You have to come now.
After this lockdown, obviously I'll come.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I know what you look like now, and I can see.
Now I know someone.
I'll come look for you.
Hey, man. That's perfect.
Yeah, Josh, maybe while we're on the topic, just explain to the viewers that are watching, and thank you all for your comments coming in. We're going to answer some of those questions just now, but tell us a little bit about the pizza and wine pairing offering at Bellevue.
Okay, so we actually have a fantastic pizza and wine pairing. That's why I got so fat. So at Bellevue, we have two. I did. I have to quality test. I just need to make sure the wine and the pizza is good. So we have two options. We have our Pinotage pairing, which is our 3 Pinotages, which is the normal standard premium Pinotage 2016 vintage, the Reserve 2016 vintage, and then the 1953, which is fantastic. Great combinations. Really, it's strange. I know, and you know, it's weird pizzas. It's the strangest.
There's like weird ingredients on it.
Yeah, but it's so flippin' good. I mean, one that is really weird for me is our Sauvignon Blanc pizza. So we actually paired it with prosciutto, avo puree, butternut, caramelized butternut, roasted pumpkin seeds, creme fraiche. I mean, it's all these weird, intense flavors that just complements the wine. It did take a really long time for us to figure it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took a while. But once we got there, it was there. Some wines were much easier, like the red wines. For me, a tendency for red wines, it's much easier to pair it with food, where white wines tend to be a little bit more on the difficult side, especially like a Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, a Riesling or a Hanepoort goes great with curry. We all know that. But taking like a Sauvignon Blanc or a really heavy, buttery, wooded Chardonnay and trying to make a pizza after that, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Wow, so you had to find something special for those wines,
yeah.
eh?
Yeah. So it took a few sommeliers and a few chefs to figure it out, and when it was done, it was great.
Which is that nutty one? I think it's the Chardonnay pairing. It's got like nuts on it.
Yeah, so the Chardonnay has a coronation chicken, which is like a curry-style chicken. It's not spicy. It just has some curry flavors to it. And then there is a nut on there. We have hazelnut on there, which is toasted, just brings out the oaky notes of the Chardonnay.
That's it.
Yeah, there's really it's weird stuff. I mean, there's lychee and olives on there as well, which is like the sweet and salty combination, just bringing out the fruit in the wine. So yeah, super strange, but it tastes amazing.
Yeah, I must say that's my favorite pairing out of all the pizzas. Okay, obviously besides the fact that you get to taste a 1953 Pinotage, I mean, that's so cool. That's part of the amazing part of it. But my favorite was the Chardonnay pairing, and I just thought that was great. And the way you serve it too, you know, all the pizzas are there, all the wines are there, and you can mix and match and enjoy it at your own pace, which is really great.
But when you were there last time, did you do the Pinotage pairing?
Yes.
With the 1953?
I've done all of it.
Okay, I thought so.
I've done all of it.
That one is like 1953 is ridiculous. That one has truffle lamb on it, which you would think won't work, but it just works perfectly.
Yeah.
Wow.
How amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you said, it's quite hard to come up with a menu, you know, and making sure that the food pairs well with the wine. And Joseph is obviously also an expert in food and wine pairing. So Joseph, explain to us a little bit about the art of food and wine pairing and how you go about picking the right wine for the right meal.
Well, I would like to say there is no right or wrong when it comes to food and wine pairing, but then you tend to get some exquisite pairings, right? So the good pairing is that which you can enjoy with the food, like the food actually making the wine or vice versa. Then the exquisite one is the one which you just, after having the first, as soon as you tuck in and have your wine, you go like, wow, the mind-blowing one. That's the exquisite one. But yeah, honestly speaking, in my world, I don't think there's any bad wine pairing. But again, we do work with different things when we're doing food and wine pairing. We, as sommeliers, I personally look at the major ingredients in the dish and those which can actually be like high or more influence, which can influence the dish to give a certain flavor. So like you mentioned again, curry earlier. So you're gonna have to think of like if it's a hot curry, quite spicy in a way. You're gonna have to look for something which is good, like really good acidity, hence kind of like light, elegant, and also with a bit of residual sugar. You need a bit of sugar to actually mask all those spicy flavors. So yeah, good pairing is actually the balance of food flavors and the wine itself. Is the wine really like bold enough to carry the weight of the food? Does it have good acidity? You know, all those things have to come to play when you're trying to complement or to do food and wine pairing. But again, like I said, there is no wrong pairing. You can really have whatever you want with any wine, yeah, and you will enjoy it, surprisingly.
Yeah. I love that. You know, there is no wrong pairing, and we would like to ask everyone out there that's watching, be creative and see what works, what doesn't work. And Joseph, I have a question for you. Do you taste the wine first and then pair the food, or do you taste the food first and then pair the wine?
Very good question. So it's always great to start with a glass of wine so that you can actually clean the palate, because wine happens to really cleanse the palate. But normally, if it's white wine, red wine sometimes really happen if it has like if it's too tannic, it can also happen to kind of like really close the flavors of the food which are to come. So if it's white wine, mostly I start with the white wine, then just it's like cleaning my palate, then go with the food, then again with the wine. So I would say wine first. Depends on the weight of the food, and it depends on the wine which you're actually tasting. If it's red, then sadly you're gonna have to clean your palate with something else, then do the dish and the wine. Some people say the best way to clean the palate is to use tequila, but I'm against that.
Seriously, you drink tequila to cleanse the palate?
No, I just say I do it, but I heard some guys
really like
saying
that idea.
Palate cleanser, but not in my world.
That's so funny. That's a new one. So guys, if you're tasting food and wine, you need to, or a lot of food and wine, you need to cleanse the palate. Then you can try tequila. Ah, that's so funny. Probably because of the high alcohol content. You know, it burns everything in the palate. It's gone.
Well, I'm taking that advice home. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No,
We're really fun now.
It's not Joseph who is actually coming with this with this idea. I just had, but I would like to think that the person who told me this one is either he or she was actually a very big fan of tequila, or it's true, because normally after having tequila, you take a bite of lemon. So lemon is actually very high in acidity. So it cleans that tequila and also cleans the palate itself. So there are two ways to go about it. But look, I don't know. I mean, you remember when I drink pairing, the best way again is to drink what you like. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to drink what you like. That makes also the best pairing.
Yeah, and Astrid is saying she loves that idea. And I also like, you know, that you say you finish it off with lemon.
Yeah. I mean, I've always used sparkling water to clean my palate every time I do wine tastings, especially when I do like, I'm busy with my Cape Wine Master. So when I try doing that, I do sparkling water. But I think that tequila will actually just help a little bit more.
It will literally wake up your senses and your nose and your eyes, your ears.
I will not forget that advice ever. Thank you so much.
So now on your next Cape Wine Masters course. Huh?
I'm not going to take that credit though, but yeah, please try it. I haven't tried it, to be honest. I mean, I really still yet to try it. But again, if we're at work, like if I'm on the floor, trying a new dish with wine, I mean, I can't just go to the bar, get a shot of tequila, which is actually money. Cleanse the palate, then go test the wine. I normally use wine. White wine is really the best palate cleanser. If it's quite fresh, like Sauvignon Blanc, actually, it can actually cleanse your palate very, very well before you do any pairing. As long as it's not too aromatic, to really leave some of the aromas, some of the flavors on your palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, because of the high, I just think that's very cool advice. I'm going to definitely try that. And Astrid saying tequila for the win.
Everyone's wanting to redo their pairings. Everyone wants to redo their tastings because they want to do tequila now.
Yeah, in between, yeah. And Natasha's also saying, oh, Josh, I'm also taking that lesson for palate cleansing. So there you go. You've actually given everyone a lot of advice here. That's quite funny. And Alvina's saying, yeah, she's going to make seafood paella for supper and would like to pair it with a red wine. Please help.
Ooh.
Seafood paella. Do you want to start, Josh?
I don't know. It depends. My paellas tend to be very spicy because I use very spicy chorizo. So I don't know. I'll probably go for like a Merlot. But I am not the expert. I actually want to hear your advice because I'd like to hear what you have to, how you work behind it.
Yeah, one thing we all need to understand is we all moved away from this white wine, white meat, red wine, red meat. So we kind of like really trying to be adventurous, trying new things, breaking new grounds, and being innovative and all that stuff. So if she wants to go red, I would actually recommend, because paella is sometimes can be a little bit mild in terms of spiciness, but it depends with what the chef is actually going with or going for, or the ingredients going to use. But a light red wine would actually be fine. I will personally go for either Cinsault or Pinot Noir, cool climate Pinot Noir. Purely because it's light, mostly elegant, and again, it's got a really beautiful trace of acidity, which is also what you need. And normally, Pinot Noir in Cinsault doesn't overpower or don't overpower the flavors of the dish. So if you go Cab or Cab Franc or Cab Sauv, then obviously that might actually fight with the dish itself. So I would like to, my best advice is go light, Gamay Noir, Pinot Noir, or even Sensor, if you can actually get or put your hands on Sensor. There are some Pinotage we are fairly light. We do have Pionco Pinotage is quite light. Bestla Pinotage is not really big or bold at all. So you can actually really navigate your way through those wines. I mean, that can actually work. Yeah.
Okay, so something that not the wine mustn't overwhelm the food.
Yeah.
Because
in this
I mostly fish, or lighter meat. You don't want to go over heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly seafood. So of course your mussels, your prawns, your fish. I mean, all those things. If you go with a bold, big red like Malbec, Cabernet Franc, obviously it's gonna somehow fight with the dish, and you don't want that. And I'm not really saying it's gonna be a bad pairing. Like I said earlier, there's no bad pairing, but you may not be able to really enjoy it as you actually find out that the flavors will be actually clashing and fighting on your palate. You don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alvina, I hope you do have a Cinsault or a Pinot Noir at home. And if you do, then we would love to see a photo after you've made it. Put it up on Facebook or Instagram. Tag us. I'm sure we'd love to see it. For those of you that have just joined, I'm eating pizza and I'm enjoying it with a Shiraz. So from Rebek Sellers. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That's what I'm enjoying this evening. And I made the pizzas myself from scratch. I'm quite impressed with myself. And I just had a bite now, a little happy, while you guys are talking. And it's lekker. Oh, I'm so impressed with myself. And for those of you that know me, I'm not a cook, okay? I like cooking, but yeah, if it's 2-minute noodles or something I could just defrost, then that's me, you know? What are you guys eating tonight?
Well, Joseph, go for it. What's the wine?
There is actually Silverfish, which is in the fridge. That's probably what we're gonna have. And yesterday we bought some mesh from Woolies. So I'm gonna have say Silverfish on a bedding of mashed potato. Then there are some mixed vegetables which I have as well in the fridge, and I will probably open a different bottle of wine. I have some Chardonnay. I've got Scorpion. I've got some really good Chardonnays even. Apart from the Provence, I've got like Amontillado. I've got lots of white wines to go with that.
How much wine do you have at home, Joseph? Do you have a whole cellar?
Well, I lost count already because in these 2 weeks, which we've been actually under lockdown, I drank a lot of wine from my fridge. I'm actually digging my reserves now, which is not very good. But look, we are all up to promote our producers. So the more we drink here, the actually quicker and the more we're gonna replenish, which means I'm gonna go back again and buy more from this local producer. So I would think it's maybe just above 100 bottles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're gonna go to Joseph's house after lockdown.
Joseph, where did you say what was the address again?
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Joseph. Yeah, and that's so true. Hey, during lockdown, we just encouraging everyone to open up that wine that is in your reserve, that you're afraid to open. Open it, taste it. You don't have to drink the whole bottle. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is open it, taste it, drink it. If you're at home with family or friends or whatever it is, share it with them too. And eventually your supply will be up. And after lockdown, you have to restock. And that's the whole point of this SA wine lockdown, is to just, now's the time to enjoy your wine. And when the lockdown's done, it's time to restock. And that's how we can support the industry. So that's really cool. Thanks, Joseph.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really need that. We need to support them. And we all understand that this coronavirus really caused a very huge knock in each and every business, every trade. And it's really every industry, I must say. I, for one, would like to mention about the hospitality, probably under tourism, whereby we can't go to I can't go to work. I haven't been to work for almost 3 weeks now, and which means less or no income to me. You understand what I mean? So I don't just really upkeep myself. I've got a family to feed. I'm gonna have to send money back home, and by home I mean Zimbabwe. And there's so many our people out there who stays or live in different locations and townships who doesn't even know what to do after lockdown, because some of the places are not going to open again, because this is really a disaster, you know. So we're just going to have to keep positive, support one another, try your level best to buy local. I'm not saying don't buy your other stuff from outside of the country or continent, but let's try our level best to buy within the region, within South Africa, SADC region, within Africa, and then we spread our way out. So in that way, we'll be trying to kind of like really help each other in terms of economy wise.
Yeah, we have to do that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Joseph, tell us which restaurant you work at so that we can all book for when lockdown is over.
So I am the head sommelier at La Colombe restaurant in Constantia. I know most people really know me as wine poet, and most people know me under Mossy belt, but I'm fully employed with La Colombe restaurant for the past 6 years. Mossy just started as a hobby in 2014, but now it's becoming business. And I mean, as one knows that after retirement, after you work for a certain establishment or for someone else, you also want to kind of like really run your own business. So it's pretty much everyone's dream, or probably my own dream. So that's why I try my level best to kind of like really make a bit more wine make a bit more wine every year, and also try to market it as well. So I met La Colombe.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah, and such a great restaurant too.
I'm going. I'm gonna go.
Guys, I know it's very expensive. Someone said here, Astrid, she said Joseph is fancy. Yes, La Colombe is very fancy, and you have to book months in advance. But book, because it's so worth it. How many food and wine pairings can you get on the menu now? It's like something like 10 or 15 courses or something.
Well, remember, not every course really goes with wine. We do have one course which we really do with the cocktail, like the tapas side does come with the cocktail. Then you get our tuna La Colombe, of course, that comes the blind test, which I can't say because it normally changes. But then the bread course comes with the beer, so you get probably more or less 6 to 7, or with dessert, or say 9, 8 to 9 wines. Yeah.
It's really good value for money, seriously, because it's such good wine and it's such good food, and you do pay that little bit of a premium, but the whole experience is just so worth it.
Yeah.
Well, plus remember, if this lockdown or this coronavirus is really down or completely wiped out, that's if we open. Of course, that's we're gonna have to keep ourselves very positive. If we reopen, remember, we're gonna start to run the winter special menu, which is normally 495 or 500 pay, like that's like for 5 course. I think that's a bit affordable. I mean,
that's very inexpensive. I was thinking a lot more expensive. I was thinking like Bukhara, where you pay 1,000 Rand just for like looking at the food and wine.
No, that's without the wine though. That's only the menu, just like 495 to $500. Then you pay extra for the pairing. Yeah.
Okay, that's very inexpensive for me. Look, it's expensive. It's not something you do every weekend, every month. But you do want to do it on a special occasion. Go out, have a very romantic evening, or a very interesting experience. And you pay for what you get. That's the thing. You always pay for what you get.
Correct.
And the ingredients are always so fresh.
Exactly.
One I had another sort of like a meeting yesterday when we were talking about the costs versus the quality and all that stuff. It was about the wines, the markup price, which we actually happen to charge as sommeliers in certain restaurants or different restaurants. One has to understand that when you're going to to KFC, you know exactly what you're paying for. When you go to Lakum, you know exactly what you actually put yourself into, because it's not just you sitting there, it's the experience. The moment you walk in is the experience. If you're gonna do pairing, I will serve each and every wine in a Zauto glass, and Zauto glass is not cheap, and everyone knows that. It's like $700 a glass. So
for one glass,
all those things really have to come to play. You get experienced people really describing the dishes. Amazing food comes from the kitchen, very fresh, freshly, locally sourced ingredients. Then you get the poor Joseph coming to your table again to chat to you about the wine. So all those things really have to be considered.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Yvette's saying here, she's really enjoying having Joseph share this experience. So thank you very much for that, Joseph. And Siska is even saying on the comments that you made that you have so much wine at your house, she says Joseph should invite us all for a wine tasting at his house.
Not a problem. I was actually thinking about that. So please keep all these people in mind, or write their names down. What we're gonna do is I will come up with a plan, because I'm actually up for sharing. Wine is not an ornament whereby you're gonna have to keep it for years and centuries. Yes, of course, you're gonna have to eat our wines, but wine is made to be shared. You know what I mean? Sadly, these days we can't share with our loved ones. Most of our friends and all that stuff, they're actually scattered all over the country, or isolated all over the country. But again, when this is actually over, I will try my best to get like a certain group of people, like minimal number. Then we test different wines. I will come up with the concept. Don't worry, leave that to me.
Okay, we'll leave it to you, the businessman. He's got some time in his hands now, but thank you, Joseph. You're gonna be thinking of a nice opportunity there. That sounds amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joshua, what are you eating?
So I'm not 100% sure. The partner is busy cooking, but I'm assuming, I think it's curry because I can smell it. And
is your mouth watering?
It kind of is. I haven't had a lot of food today, so except fermented grapes. But yeah.
Say hi. Pop your head in.
He's probably in DJs.
What is he cooking? Hey?
I think let's find out.
Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Joseph, is your wife nearby?
Oh, she locked herself in the bedroom. I think she's busy playing some music or whatever in the bedroom. But she's around.
You're annoying her now because you're working. So she's like, I'm out of here.
She's one of those shy people, to be honest. I mean, she won't even come if I call her. Yeah, but she really understands my life. I'm a busy person, of course, and I want to be a man of the people.
What's your name?
What's for dinner?
So it's curry with homemade naan bread.
I knew it.
Oh, lekker.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be stuck at home with like someone that can cook.
Right? It's amazing.
Awesome. You're going to share a photo of it afterwards so we can see what it looks like.
Okay. Yes, we will. We'll post it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. What's his name? I didn't get his name.
What's his name?
What's his name?
It's Duan.
Duan.
Yeah. He's running because I think the naan bread was busy burning.
Oh, no. Don't burn that. Don't burn that.
I know. It's homemade.
And Astrid's saying here that wine is meant to be shared. Join a wine club, guys. It offers great collection of local wines. And that's really great advice, Astrid. If you are a little bit intimidated by wine, join a wine club. It's so much fun. I mean, yeah, we're in a little bit of a wine club right now, virtually. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely,
okay, so Alvina said she found a Spookfontein Pinot Noir 2015. So she's going to be enjoying that with her paella. So that's great. And I just want to ask you one last question, guys, before we close off for the evening. Controversial wine pairings. So I know, Joseph, you said, anything goes. It doesn't matter. Pair any food with any wine. But a lot of people say, for instance, like ice cream does not go with wine. Is that like a thing? Or can you pair ice cream with wine? I don't know. I've never tried ice cream and wine pairing. I
Go
can't
to
really comment.
Clomavin does an ice cream and wine pairing. I thought it would be horrible. I thought it would be the worst experience. But dairy usually does go really well with wine. Dairy is amazing with wine. I looked at the ice cream. There was parsnip shavings on there. There was deep fried. I tasted it. It was amazing. It was the best pairing I ever had in my life. And I thought it would never work.
And it worked. And that's at Klaus Malvern.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It was really strange. There was one pairing I didn't enjoy because it had aniseed in, and I just don't like aniseed.
Yeah. It's quite licoricey, yeah.
It was ridiculously amazing. Sorry, Joseph.
Well, no, please. No, that's very fun. I mean, the good thing is I'm very close to my wine fridge. So I just picked.
You're so lucky to have a wine fridge. I'm jealous.
Right. So I just picked this bottle to really reply your question. It's not local. Of course, I mentioned earlier that let's try to drink local. It's Port Quinta do Javal from Portugal. It's the reserve port. So I bought vanilla ice cream a few days ago. I can't remember when, and I had that vanilla ice cream. So I poured 2 scoops of ice cream, double shot. You see, it's open. Double shot of this pot in the ice cream. Then, of course, I ate that ice cream with this pot again. It was amazing.
Okay. Oh my word, so ice cream and port. Yes, I love that.
Amazing. So 2 scoops of ice cream, then double shot of this pot, and it was just brilliant.
Guys, I hope you have port at home because my mouth is drooling right now.
Yeah, really easy. Really, that inexpensive vanilla ice cream I think 1 liter box. So I just took 2 scoops there, double shot of port, ate that, brilliant. Really simple but amazing. Yeah.
And I'm sure that any dessert wine will go really great with ice cream too. I know a lot of people pour it on top.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're gonna have to just look for something with something which is not too cloying and coaty. I mean, there's some really good wines, dessert wines out there, but they're a bit like sticky, cloying, coaty. But in this case, you need stuff like is it Fleur Fontaine from Caymont? That's really, for me, one of the. Sorry, I'm not yet to really advertise or endorse, but again, these are our producers. We're gonna have to really impress them. I mean, and say as much as they can so that people can buy those wines. I think it's Caymont Fleur Fontaine, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. That wine's got such a great acidity for me to really work with most of the desserts which I happen to come across with. So there's so many. There are really many of those dessert wines which can actually work with the ice cream.
What is the pairing that you think won't work? Like your worst pairing. Like when you see people pairing it, you're like, no, guys, don't do it.
Lamb and Sauvignon Blanc.
A what?
Lamb dish and Sauvignon Blanc. So we do have a lamb dish at work at La Colombe. So sometimes I get to see people really, they don't go with a pairing, food and wine pairing, which is perfectly fine. Then that will give me time to really interact with them and kind of like really suggest or recommend wines to go with their dishes. So you go there and try to recommend a lamb dish with, say, Cabernet Sauvignon or maybe Bordeaux style blend or something like that. Then the guest will say, you know what, I'll take a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. Not saying it's really bad of them or not being educated to really do that, but Joseph, knowing the ingredients in the lamb dish, I don't think, and I know for a fact that that's the person is not going to really have that wow moment, which I mentioned. It will be a good pairing, but it won't be an exceptional pairing. So, it's really purely because Sauvignon Blanc is very light. If it's an Andude Sauvignon Blanc, it's going to be light and fresh, crispy, which needs salad or some seafood or something like that. Not really.
Don't pair something light with something heavy. It's too contrasting. So that's very good advice. So Josh, we know about you and your pizza pairing, but Alvina is also just mentioning some other really great food and wine pairing offerings at various wine farms. So thanks for that, Alvina. Neertlingshof has a great flash food and wine pairing.
Ooh,
Middelflay has this Breibrookie and wine pairing.
sounds amazing.
Wellington Wine, they do these amazing mini donuts with this little like chocolate and jam and stuff on it. And then Vondeling does cheesecake and wine pairing, but it's not the sweet cheesecake. It's actually a savory cheesecake. So that's very nice. And then Alvina says she's also a sucker for biltong. And, you know, biltong and wine go so well together. Don't you agree?
Yeah, Marianne Wine Estate actually has a biltong and wine pairing.
Yes, that's right. I have
Yeah.
tried that, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
So does Alto, and also Dumbo Hills also has a really
Yeah.
great. They even have chicken biltong. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. No,
So-
honestly speaking, biltong and wine does really go well. I've been snacking all these days biltong, which I just bought. With Cabernet Sauvignon, it worked very well. With Merlot, it worked very well. The only red wine which I haven't opened since this lockdown started was Pinot Noir. So I think I should try Pinot Noir with biltong. Yeah, as well. I think it's going to be well.
Yeah, I suppose you have to pick the right type of biltong. I can imagine a Pinot Noir would go really well with a nice like beef biltong that's very soft and moist and sliced, you know, very delicate. Oh,
Yeah, true.
oh. My mouth is literally watering right now.
I'm getting so hungry.
Well, this is a food and wine pairing session, so we are going to be eating just now. And I'm going to close off Vanna saying that chocolate and any wine is good, and I agree with that. Because any chocolate is really good with any wine.
True that.
Because it's chocolate, you know. And I would suggest like the Lindt balls for me goes so well with wine because they've got such a wide range of flavors and it's easy to put in your mouth and it melts like that. And then it just, with the wine, it just breaks it up in your mouth, that creaminess. And I think you can definitely spend a few minutes in Lindt buying all the different flavors and then go home and trying it with all your wines. I think that would be quite fun to do.
I totally agree.
Okay, so gentlemen, thank you very much for your time this evening. It is almost 7 o'clock. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun. And thank you to all of you that were watching and for all your comments. And thank you for your inspiration, Joseph, of your business and your amazing food and wine pairings at La Colombe. And Josh, thank you so much for explaining the mouth-watering pizza and wine pairing at Bellevue. We can't wait to try it. And I'm sure after lockdown, we're all going to get our asses to Bellevue and La Colombe. I mean, that is just what has to happen. And then on the side, we're going to buy some Mossy wines. So thank you very much, guys. And I hope you enjoy your food and wine pairing this evening. Share the pictures, tag us. We'd love to see.
Bye.
Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure being on this platform. And thank you once again.
Thank you. Such a pleasure.
Cheers, guys. Bye.